Okay, this is going to be a inspection of the bottom of the vehicle and see where we want to add skids, protection, and what we're going to do with this thing in the long run to get it to do what we want it to do. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the bottom of the vehicle. This is we're actually showing forward progress. We're going to go through the bottom of the vehicle, see what we want to do, see what we want to change, see what's been changed by the dealer, what's going on. As you can see, this thing's covered in surface rust. I'm not too worried about that. It's not deep. It's fine. I can almost rub it off. I've also looked. A lot of people say you got to replace your tie rod ends and all your linkages. Judging by the fact that those have no rust on them, all look brand new. And you can even see the castle nuts brand new. Everything looks new on that. So it looks like they've gone through, replaced all the wear items already. So I don't have to worry about that. Judging from the front, protection-wise, I want to get a new front diff cover, so we hit a rock, we don't lose our oil, or somehow hit a rock and don't hit this, we hit that, we don't, damage anything there. The goal is for this vehicle to make it home. Other thing I noticed is right here we have, it looks like a intercooler or something for maybe either the steering, it might be the steering cooler. You're right, it's a heat exchanger. I don't want this getting hit by anything. Here we can see it. So I'll probably put something here to protect it. Down here we have some, that's relatively protected. You can see where it's been bumped a couple times. This bumper is not a winch bumper. It is a normal, everyday bumper. It has a pseudo recovery point, which I'm not super thrilled with. I'll probably put something beside it, add extra plating to put an actual proper recovery point. This round bar here, I don't know how thick that is. It doesn't sound super thick. I might see about putting a new plate right here and putting an actual proper winch. I'd rather it be low. I might bring it low and actually cut out this web here. And that'll let me put the winch here and it'll be in line with the frame rails. But that's all pretty much got in the front. All my worried parts here have been replaced. They even replaced one of the steering linkages on this side. The driver's side one wasn't replaced, or at least it's been marked as, I don't know, inspected with a blue tab or something. So that's what I got in here. Now we're looking in the back half. The only thing I can see now is I don't like how low that the filter is. 99% of the time you'll be fine. It looks like I'll hit the oil pan before I do anything there. I might see about getting a skid for underneath there. We can cue a picture of the underside of the FJ and the 4Runner. They're both completely plated. I'm paranoid about that. I'd rather spend the weight there to not knock out any pans, punch holes in anything from a stupid mistake. Now, some people say, well, that just makes you more willing to take stupid mistakes. Well, people who know me, I'll take care of things, but I'm stupid, so I'll make that stupid mistake. Just let me protect myself. The lift we're talking about getting, they have replaceable arms. The company even states you don't need them, so I'm not going to replace those. I'm going to keep these the same. I don't need to spend $1,000 on something that works just fine. If I find out that after I lift it I really need them, I'll spend the money then. The next thing we have an issue with is we want proper rock rails. Everyone comes with, they would say, oh, just put a step here, got a good pinch weld here. They have holes in there. Yeah, I can see wear on the outside where they had them before. One thing I don't like about this is this is going to be up to a 10,000 pound vehicle. I don't want that hitting this door frame. But actually, the crazy thing is, if you look at this door frame, actually sticks up lower than the body, so I wouldn't even hit body. I'd hit friggin' door frame. My challenge is going to be I have from frame rail to outside the body over 18 inches. I don't want to cantilever that off this body. I doubt that body is designed to take that much torque. I doubt the body can take that much torque. It's not designed for that. So what I'll probably do is come down over with a full member, and basically I'm going to put some crossbars across the whole thing to take the weight of it. So it'll be basically a frame going below it, and then I'll have Then I'll have maybe a plate or two bolt into the side here. I'll find some existing holes. I might actually replace this whole protection skid here and make my own cross member to tie the two rails together, and then I'll figure out something as I bounce myself back here, something farther back over here to come across, but it won't be any lower. I'll use my foot to point. It won't be lower than that boy right there, so we shouldn't lose any clearance that we're hoping to gain. If you're not familiar with rock rails, they go to the body to take all the way to the vehicle. I should be able to actually lift the vehicle off these rock rails. So that was weird. Cicadas took off right behind me. I should be able to jack the vehicle with them, fall on a rock with them. Right, the rock rails, that's where you're getting protection wise. That's gonna be my first, I think, big DIY project. Just figure that out. I'll take measurements and start drawing something up while this thing's getting a lift. One thing I didn't know, to be fair, I didn't know much about these at all since I wasn't planning on buying a diesel, but opportunity knocked, so I took it. Fuel filter actually has a drain on it. This is so you can drain out any water that gets in the tank. Both comforting the fact that they have provision for that, and uncomforting the fact that they have provision for that. So that was a nice thing. So no matter what, I'm going to have access to this. So if I do any skid plating, I'll have to leave a port or something down here to actually get to it. Rear of the vehicle, I don't plan on doing many manual modifications to myself at all. Manual isn't me doing it, I guess. But we'll definitely have new springs and new shocks, full replacement. That'll give us about 3 inches of lift. We've decided to try to go for a suspension and do 1,000 pounds constant capacity, just no matter what. That's something we really want to do. One thing I do want to do in the back though is fix these hoses. I mean, everyday work truck, probably fine. I'm afraid if we get, some decent terrain, we kick up a log or a stick. Here, there's a picture of me of a log stuck in my bumper of the FJ. There's something to happen. Unless one of those rip one of those off, I'll probably put either a box or proper front and back fenders to protect the hoses. And I'll probably make proper hose mounts, not just have them wire tied in like they have. Once again, perfectly fine for your everyday delivery truck that, never engages four-wheel drive. But this thing hopefully have a little more adventurous life now. Showing you the back of the vehicle, and it's wonderful departure angle of 0.0 degrees. We have that tire. The tire's going to be moved, put on the top. Then we have our tow bar that's built onto this one. I'm probably going to pull it. I'm probably going to cut it off, mount it where the license plate currently is, move the license plate higher, so then we have an extra 8 inches of clearance. This thing's already a boat. I'm going to try and make it a little as boaty as possible, if that makes any sense. So the back of the actual bed will go under the knife, but it'll be for an improvement. This is the example I'm coming from. 2013 FJ Cruiser. Most of the damage caused from off-road parks. Very little is actually from trail use, so I'm not too worried about that. My wife's 4Runner is a lot better shape than this, but she takes a lot better care of it than I do. I'll take a mid picture here, but this currently has as much or more clearance than the F250, and that's 3/16 steel that I've caved in enough to I can put my fist in this hole here, and that's the third time I've done that. I heated up a rosebud torch, pounded out, repaint it, and it lives life anew. I've even managed to bend the supports underneath actually on the actual frame. Luckily I can replace those. I've been told probably next time I have the skid plate down, it might be the last time it comes down. When that happens, I'll replace the supports, I have sheet metal supports, and the newer 4Runners, they replaced them with tubular supports, so I'll buy the tubular support ones and do that. Just like I said, I am a huge fan of protection first. That gets you a lot farther than capability, because when you're starting, you don't know what the hell you're doing. This thing's fully skid plated. Anything that hangs down, it's got a 1/4 inch to, well, 3/16 to 1/4 inch of steel on it, and there's not a skid plate that hasn't been dinged, scratched, or dented. So this is how I normally do these things. Instead of drawing up sketches, it's 2020, modern technology. I will actually write this on the phone. I'll take a picture of this, and we'll splash a picture of it. Then I will go back with a tape measure, draw dimensions back on top of that photo. I'll splash a picture of that too. Now, obviously, I'm just going to I'll unbolt this protective skid thing off and take hard measurements off, but I did the initial sketches just to get an idea of what I need to do. Going back and thinking about it, I might actually hit the body mounts as a mounting point also. They look to be just as beefy as the frame. I don't want to add holes if I don't need to, but they're triangulated, they're gusseted, and there's 3 of them, so I might use this cross member to tie both sides together. 1, provide spin around here. 2, and while I'm doing this, I found this little boy here. We got ourselves a random, bleep that out, Nikki, random cable. I need to go into the hood, undo the cable before I pull in so I don't just short out in the middle of this pull through, but it's just tucked in here, which actually is kind of nice. It shows me a cool place to tuck stuff in. They were nice enough to use the, if you can see up here, the grounding strap between the body and the frame to use it as a guide wire. Kind of kludgy of them, but got whatever they needed to do back there done. But that was in its previous life. That's not going to be in this one. Let's get ourselves a little example of how different we are here. I'll splash up a picture of the F250. We measured it out at its 18 inches from the frame to the pinch weld, which is basically the absolute, well, just past pinch weld, bare minimum, like basically right here. And for us to get real clearance, we have to go out to 24 inches. That's a lot of extra torque put on something. As an example, here we are from the FJ. FJ currently looks like to be about 16 inches. 24 inches where my finger is. It's much farther out we have to go for the F250 frame. That means we're going to be a lot beefier than this. If they're both the same weight, my initial response would be, okay, well, I just, double everything. I'm probably going to have to do more than double everything because also it's double the weight. I'll have to do math on it, but I mean, simply put, you have twice as much torque on, almost twice as much torque on the rail on the F250 as the rail on this FJ Cruiser. Given I'm not going to be ideally not beating the crap out of the F250, but if we're in a spot where we're in a pinch, I'm going to be beating the crap out of the F250 to get us out. So, there we are. Back in the garage now, going to discuss the F250 while we're doing rock rails so badly. A lot of people at this point in time would be wondering, why the heck are you focusing so much on rock rails? People wheel a lot, they understand. If you have a rock rail, you hit a rock in the same spot where rock rail is, you can basically crimp your door into the body of your vehicle, making your 4-door into a 2-door, or a 1-door, or a no door, depending on how much damage actually happens. You can total your vehicle up pretty fast by something that's that simple. I don't know about you, but if I have a new to me vehicle, I don't want to be the guy having to crawl through my windshield, my side windows, because my door is crimped shut. It's something that's not horribly expensive to do, but it'll save you a lot of damage. My rock rails from the FJ are beat up, and they're truly beat up. They're a cute picture thing. Here's a picture of me and a friend pulling down my rock rail to make it actually clear my back door, my little suicide door, because I hit it hard enough to actually bent it up about a ½ inch. So they're really important. The next group of people are going to be like, F250 isn't designed to have a rock rail. You're going to F up your frame by doing this. Yes and no. If the rock rail is only on the side of the frame, yeah, I can see that, because you have a 2-foot lever with potentially 10,000 pounds sitting on it, or let's have 5,000 pounds sitting on it, just bending that frame up. I'm gonna get a lot of contact points, and I want to have stuff tied both sides together. So I have to figure that out. Most rock rails will have a tie-in point that ties the two planes. You have a vertical and a horizontal plane. The FJ is a bad example, kinda. It's actually a pretty good example because unlike a lot of vehicles, that's a actual tube frame. It's not a C channel, and where those are mounted are existing mounting points for rock rails. There's no additional holes or anything. When I bought that, put it up. I think I put in 12 bolts either side. Done. Haven't done anything else other than paint it. This one's going to require me to more likely replace that tie-in skid point. I want to use that one, not the one right in front of that. Looks like it's holding up. I didn't check. It looks like it's holding up some components. I know people actually know it's 250. You're thinking, "Damn it, Dennis, you don't know what the hell you're talking about because you don't even know what the heck that's supporting." I honestly I don't yet, but we've had the vehicle now for less than a week actually at our house, so just deal with me. The tying that together, more than likely I'll use the body mount and come down. That'll give me an L support that's actually triangulated, and there's 6 of them. I'll use probably the last one in the front, the last one in the middle one on both sides. The front I'll figure something out. I'll probably wrap around the bottom of the frame so I actually box it in there, and I'll see about maybe tying it across there and across at the beam I'll replace. I will probably have to switch out to rectangular tube for the actual support coming out just because it's such a long distance. I'll probably look at 2x3 or 2x4. 4 might be too thick to actually fit in the area I want to use. And then it comes up, I'll cut the edge, come up, put a actual tube, then cut up a little bit on an angle of slope, get a little bit of better clearance, but also still have protection, and go from there. So that's my first big plan. Now the next one we talked about at the very beginning of the video is the bumper. The bumper's not a winch bumper. Bumper's already there. I don't want to spend another $1,000 on a bumper just so I put a winch on it correctly. I have the technology in the garage. I have the capability. I'll see about modifying that bumper to take a winch. Now, if someone wants to offer me $1,000 for that bumper since it's got 50 miles on it, sure, yeah, I'll trade you guys out. It's all yours. So if you're listening to this and you go, man, I really want a bumper. I hope Dennis hasn't cut his up yet. I'll take it. I'll probably take you up on that offer and get myself a winch bumper. Okay.